Hey guys.
Hey everyone.
Welcome back to our channel. Thank you guys for stopping by and checking out this video. We are still getting through November, so this is during Veterans Day, and we didn't really do anything. I wanted to eat at home of all the places to eat, so that's what I like. Here's a few more days of just working around the shop. Thank you guys for checking it out, and we hope you enjoy it.
Check this out, guys. So this is at Roberto's shop, and he's got these paint colors going, and I guess this is the color that the shop owner picked for the Fox Body Mustang, so that's what color all the parts are going to be. We're over here at homeboy Roberto's shop, and he's the one that does the paint on all these Mustangs, and this is some of the work that he does. I'll have more of his info in one of the next videos coming up when I pick up some more paint stuff, but check out the flake in this thing. Y'all already know purple's my favorite color too. Perfect. This thing looks pretty sick. Is this for car shows, or what do you do this for?
Yeah, it's my little girl's.
Hey, that's pretty cool, man.
She's 2. It was my boy's 10 years ago.
This is pretty
For
sick.
my girl.
Yeah, I like this. And how much do you guys charge for stuff like this normally?
Custom work's all different. Yeah, would have to go by quotes and stuff and by jobs, you know.
That's cool.
But it's very affordable.
So this is Roberto. He does the paint, and I'll definitely come back down and we'll do a lot more in-depth view of what he's got going on, and we'll show you some of the projects that they've got. I think I'm going to be working with him in here in a bit when we get the S15 done, and I might need some work on the Jeep too. So we'll be seeing a lot more of Roberto in the videos. This is all the stuff we picked up from the paint shop. We've got the hood, a couple of the stone guards, some of the headlight buckets. We've got the other fender. The first fender for this one is outside on the Mustang, and then we've got the trunk lid. So sometime this week, I got to put all of this stuff on in order to keep it from getting damaged while it's laying in here in the garage. We are over here at Safeway. We were trying to figure out where I want to eat for Veterans Day. So we're at Safeway. We're going to grab the grub here. We're going to head on in right now.
Of course he doesn't want to eat anywhere.
Nah.
He wants me to make something. I was just thinking, man, I think it's going to be meatloaf. I was telling Draven.
The best food is at home, and I was wanting meatloaf. I was seriously debating for a bit,
really
like, do I
said
want
meatloaf
meatloaf
first.
or enchiladas? And I have up until we get inside to make up my mind, but it's one of the two. We're taking off from Safeway.
It's a busy Monday.
We're taking off from Safeway. We went in there, and Mama Bear found some really nice New York cuts. So that's what I'm having for dinner. There were no lobster tails.
No lobster tails. Nothing cool in the box.
Everybody had the same idea.
I guess
But
so.
steak sounds good to me. I'm just glad we're eating at home. And yesterday when we were there, we were talking with the cashier. We had the same one today, so she was cool. She's like, hey, I remember you guys. But yesterday we also ran into a lady named Ruth. We forgot to give her a shout out. So
Oh, yeah.
shout out to Ruth.
Oh, yeah. She came all the way from Arizona, she said. I forgot
That's
what
awesome.
part.
Phoenix.
Phoenix area?
She said it was Casa Grande, I think.
Oh, yeah. That's what she said.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome. I'm glad we got to meet you, and I'm glad you came and said hello to us. Thank you for watching the channel.
Very nice to meet you.
Right now we're gonna head home. I think we have gas and everything, right?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna head home right now. I was working on this for a bit. I was having a problem with the sound on it. One side of the speaker wasn't working too well, this side, so it was only playing both sides when it was in mono. And when the radio was on, it was actually working. So I traced the problem to where the wires connect right under the needle. I got to take this apart and solder it back, but I got it rigged for a bit, and I was listening to the Minutes to Midnight album for a while. That's kind of awesome. But we turned it off. Mama Bear's been working on dinner, and this is what we've got for dinner. Dang, Mama Bear. This looks good. What you got here?
New York strip steak.
Oh, a New York cut. Look how thick that is too, guys. Draven's gonna pray for the food right now.
In the name of Jesus Christ,
Amen. Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, guys.
We have dropped our boys off at school, and we went to go say what's up to Warren, but I forgot he's on vacation. So, getting some kind of munch real quick. I'm gonna head to the shop. I was gonna go check a car out in Sagebrush, New Mexico. Wow. And I was gonna go say what's up to my mom. I didn't visit her on Veterans Day, which I usually do. But I gotta go head to the shop. We got a lot of stuff to do over there, and I'm gonna be spending the next few days.
Can I have a bit of jam, please?
And I'm going to be spending the next few days at the shop,
Thank you very much.
meaning like afternoons and evenings. Because I've got the Jeep engine and stuff over there, still outside the shop. And I got a little bit of cleaning left to do on that. And I have to get the Jeep over there today, later on today, somehow. Well, I got to start on it today. Tomorrow when I come into the shop, I got to take it over there. So I'm thinking maybe, man, after work today, I guess. It'll be a lot easier because I gotta move one of the rides that I already have over there. I gotta move it further to the back, and it'll be easier to do that once all of the workers' rides aren't there. So probably after work. We don't want to put the Jeep on this thing, so I gotta probably use the gray one. We're gonna figure that out this afternoon. Somehow, we're gonna figure that out. All this is back from paint, so I think I gotta put this on the Mustang that's outside today. So I will bring it in and put all this together. I was working on this. I was gonna do the main bearings, put the crank in, put the pistons in, put the cam in. I just realized there are no cam bearings here. Uh-oh. Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna get some of those ordered today. 2 new sets of bearings, and then I guess I will be putting I'll be putting the parts on the Mustang, and then I gotta get the El Camino in here too while I'm at it, because all the parts for that came in. Both wiring harnesses came in, and the whole taillight assembly came in. I've got all these lined up now, so I need to measure the gap in the bearing. I gotta put the crank in here and check that out. So I've been on and off working on different things all morning. I started on the engine, worked on a couple of things for that. The gray parts that are on the floor here, they needed to go on the Mustang that's outside. So I tried to bring it in. I couldn't start it, hooked a charger up to it. Worked in here for a bit, went back out. The charger screen was off, but it sounded like it was charging. The battery was not taking a charge though. So I changed the battery, I changed the charger, and I let it sit again for a bit. Worked on some more stuff in here. I went back out. And for some reason, the Mustang still wasn't cranking over, no power at all to the gauges or anything. So I got the work truck. The guys were here for lunch, so I got the work truck and hooked up the cables. And then the Mustang finally started. But the problem was, as soon as I unhooked the cables, it kept cutting off. So something's wrong with the charging system, and it's got a new alternator, so I don't know. And it was working before, like it was seriously working, like when we parked it over there. I got to figure out why it's not charging the battery. The car runs, but it'll run till the battery stops feeding the coil, and then it powers off. So I don't know what is going on with that thing. And I came in and I finished the bearings in here. I'm going to measure the clearance between the crank and the main bearing cap with the bearing in there. So I'm going to use the plastic gauge and get that done here right now. And I got a few other things to work on. All of these parts came in for the El Camino. Those. We got the wiring harnesses, so I'm gonna get started on that here in a bit. Problem with that is that's parked behind the Mustang that I can't get started. So I've got all these fit in here. I'm gonna test clearance right now, and I'm glad to see that this is moving pretty good. So I'm gonna run some plastic gauge in the middle right here, and I'm gonna test the clearance on that. Make sure we are good to go before I start really assembling this with the rod bearings and everything else, because I gotta put the pistons in after this. It's got to be around 20. So it's got to be close to 20.
Well, 0.0020 of an inch. 21 thousandths of an inch. So that seems pretty close. It looks weird in the camera, but on the angle that it's on, like, it actually looks like 20. So that should be good. There was a part on one of the areas, I guess it would be called the skirt of the block, where the stroker crank was going to hit on, well, it's common for this stroker crank to hit on these 302 blocks, but when I look at this one, it looks like there's already an area that's machined out of it after it was cast, or maybe even while it was cast. So the part I was worried about, there's already a space cleared out, so we don't need to touch this block with the grinder, which I'm totally cool with.
Good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
The boys are hopping off at school right now. Last night we were at the house all night. We didn't really do anything else. We ran into town to pick up some dinner, but that was it. And,
oh man, I still wasn't ready to cook. I was just in the kitchen like, I don't want to make dinner.
Yeah, we stayed on the west side. We just ran real quick. We grabbed some subs from Subway, and then we went back home.
Pretty easy meal. Everybody liked it, I think.
Yeah.
My dad was happy to get a sub too.
Definitely. Today, I got a few things to do at home before I go to the shop. So we're going to drop the kids off, and then we're going to probably head back to the house for a bit, and then this afternoon I'll head over to the shop. The bearings that I need don't come until 3 anyway. Right now, these two are hopping off.
Drive on.
Jackson's way in the back. The boys are dropped off, and before we do anything, we were driving around all over trying to find somewhere to eat breakfast. And we went all the way down to the east side. We came back down to the middle-ish area of Gallup. We're west of downtown again.
We never ever tried this spot, ever.
We're at a place called Sandra's Place.
So we're in here at Sandra's Place. It looks pretty nice in here. Looks a lot bigger than it does from the outside. Mama Bear had to start eating eggs for protein intake, and look at this French toast, you guys.
But it looks so good. Look at it.
Somewhere there's a toast in that.
Yes.
And of course, starches for carbs, energy today. I got the country fried steak. Said it was by the burger joint.
Oh, okay.
We are in through New Mexico. We gotta pay for the propane. Well, we're gonna pay for some propane so they can deliver some propane.
Yes. The last time Brandon checked it, we were at 30%, so I don't want it to get too low.
We're probably like at 15% now, and we should have done this like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, but we finally made it out here.
Now I got to pull this one out of here. This one's going to be a little bit more work than the junkyard. What's up, dudes?
Hey there.
How was y'all's school day today?
It was good.
They're teaching them.
They're doing water training today. Well, it is a little bit later in the evening. We picked up the boys. They wanted some snacks, so we went down to 1-9, and they've got a multitude of snacks. We met with Amy K, said what's up. She brought some stuff for Mama Bear.
Thanks, Amy.
Well, thank you very much. We set up an appointment for her tattoo, so we're going to be doing that this weekend. And we came home. Mama Bear was taking care of home stuff. I was taking care of YouTube stuff. And now we're heading back in because we have a meeting at the church this evening. That's where we're going right now. We have arrived. And I had a really quick chicken sandwich with the coleslaw in it because that's how I eat it now. I find it kind of strange that I don't know if I could eat one without coleslaw and feel the same way. KFC chicken sandwich with coleslaw. Bomb.
Nice.
Mama Bear got the mashed potato bowl. chicken is on the side. I was eating chicken too because I'm still hungry. But we have arrived at the steak center, so we're gonna head on in. It is time for the meeting. All right, you guys, we're leaving from the church, and I always like having those meetings. Like usually before or even throughout the week, I'll think like, oh man, it's another meeting I gotta go to on Wednesday. But once we get there, and once we're actually having a meeting and conversing with everyone and just talking about how we could become better missionaries and how we could better teach the gospel and help new members of the church, it feels enlightening. I really kind of like it. So we had a pretty good meeting this evening. It went an hour and a half long, and then we kind of mingled a bit and talked to everybody that was still there for mutuals. Now we're gonna go run back to KFC. We're gonna pick up some tenders for these boys, and then we're gonna head home. Mama Bear looks tired.
Yeah, I just don't like the cold. I didn't put on my layers. I just came out in a pair of leggings, and my shin bones, my tibia and fibia bones are hurting so bad.
Mama Bear's been freezing for the better half of the evening.
I was telling the guys in there, I need a sleeping bag.
We're gonna get a sleeping bag. We're gonna cut it out like a cookie, and we're gonna sew it together so she can wear it around. I meant like a gingerbread cookie, not just a cookie. It'll be around. Like a gingerbread cookie. The boys are all ready, and Michael's the one still coming out from the back. Jackson and Draven already got in the truck. Mama Bear is ready. I've got all my loot in, so we're ready to go.
Hey, honey.
Hey, Mama. We're over here at the boys' school. We're gonna go have lunch with Jackson. We asked Draven. He didn't seem like he was too interested in it, so I'm not gonna force him to do it.
Jackson actually called us earlier today, and he said, Mom, remember, you have to be here at 11:30. So I was like, oh, cool. He
So
actually
we're
really
sure.
wants us there.
Yep. We're sure Jackson wants us here for sure.
Hey!
Hello!
How are you?
Okay. So we're heading in right now. We made it over here to the school. We are eating lunch with Jackson, and the cafeteria is full. So we're hanging out way in the back.
The food is really good.
I think the food is really good too. How was the turkey, Mama? Just kidding. Me and Jackson are eating Mama's turkey. Look at this print on this Anasazi pottery here. That looks pretty crazy. There's another piece right here. Another piece right here. This is a different style of pot, but definitely Anasazi pottery. Nice. The cam bearings are here. So I will put these in here, and each one of these has got to go in here. So we've got one definitely in here, one there, one there, one there, and one there. I'll definitely see if I can get a battery on the other Mustang so I can bring it in here and put these parts on here. That way they're not laying on the floor. I'd rather have these on the car than on the floor. All right, I'm waiting on a cam bearing installation tool. So I finally figured out a battery for this car, and I was able to move it in here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off the fenders, both sides, and I'm gonna take off the trunk lid, and then I'm gonna put all these parts on there. So I'm gonna put both the fenders on, I'm gonna put the hood on, the trunk lid on, the stone guards, the bottom and the top, and then these buckets are backwards. So I've got the passenger side headlight bucket there, but the driver's side headlight bezel. The other two should be done later today. I was putting this together, and I've encountered a little problem
I want to put these stone guards on and the grill. There's the middle piece. Here are the sides. Here's one side. I wanted to put those on, but in order to put those on here, I have to line this up first. And this is sitting forward about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 3/8, not too much. Well, that's how far it's sitting forward, from there to there. And I can't move it back any further. Everything's still kind of loose. It's not super tight yet, but I can't move it any further because when I open this door, you'll see why I had to put the tape on there. That gets pretty close to the new paint job. So, seeing how close this is right here, but also seeing this 1/4 inch gap right here, this needs to move back, but this needs to move back first. So I look at this gap. One, that's a huge gap on top. It is not too bad on the bottom, this part, but if you look at here, I can fit my whole finger in here, and this fixes itself when it gets to here. I'm gonna have to patch this hole, but it looks like this whole door is sitting up a little bit, so I have to drop this down just a little bit in the back. And in order to do that, I have to access those bolts right there. So I got to pull the fender off. I got to line all this up right here. Then I can put this fender back on, right? And then I can put the whole front end together. I want to put the hood on, but I don't want to be dealing with all of this under the hood. So the hood's going to wait a bit. I've got the trunk lid way over there. That's got to go on too. And the tool for these bearings to install these in the block, that's going to be here tomorrow. I got to keep this out of the way because I'm going to need access in there to put the cam bearings in. Then I can drop this crank in here and torque down all the main caps on it. Then we can flip it over and then put all these pistons in here. We'll compress the rings with this. We'll compress each of these rings and then we'll drop them in the top of here. And then we will torque down the rod caps after we put the rod bearings in here. Then we will move to these. This is such a nice piece of work here, but I'll get to put those on as soon as I get everything else in there. Mama Bear came to the shop, you guys. Took her a little bit to hop out of this one, but she brought the bigger truck. I needed to take the trailer back because I need to bring the Jeep in. Just making sure you don't fall out, Mama. So now that I got it hooked up, I've got the shop locked up, so we're gonna head on out right now. We are heading home now.
Time to go home, guys.
Long day. Good lunch though.
Very good.
Man, you guys, this chicken looks good. Michael's plate. Mama Bear switched to a pomegranate. Ooh. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It got too cold for these guys. They were crying by the door. It is late. We are still kind of busy. Mama Bear's helping me right now, even though it is cold out here. Cheap. My battery's too dead for flash, but that barely made it on. It drove on without the ramp, actually, which is kind of crazy. We're trying to load this right now, and this battery's dead, so I gotta hook Mama's truck up to it. Okay, I've finally got her loaded up. Now, this has got to go to the car wash and then to the shop. I wanted to do it tonight, but I'm not sure if Mama's down to go out right now. I'll be freezing washing this. This is what I'll be swapping out. There's already one of these at the shop, so this is what I'll be working on.
All right, you guys, that is going to be it for this video.
Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Thanks for checking that out.
And like always, thanks for all the love and support.
We truly appreciate it, and we hope you all have an awesome rest of your day.
Yes, we'll see you guys later. You guys take care and stay safe out there.
Later.
Peace.